Good evening. All righty. Good evening. Good evening. I'm Brian Nicolai, proud principal here at Tri-West Middle School. I'd like to welcome our parents, guardians, other family members, and friends to tonight's 8th grade Honors and Awards program. Got a chance to talk to your kids very briefly this morning. Talked to them at lunch a little bit. They had cake and ice cream today at lunch to celebrate. And I just talked to them in the band room, letting them know how proud I was of the group. They've grown a ton over the last 3 years. Super impressed with them. They've accomplished a lot of things in the classroom, a lot of success on the playing fields, and then in the other extracurricular areas with band, choir, the play, and everything else they do outside of school. It's an impressive group, and I expect great things from them as they move on to the high school. Tonight is an opportunity to recognize, honor, and award this 8th grade group behind me. In doing so, you're going to hear a lot of names called, many students recognized. We do ask, sometimes there'll be 6 science students recognized. Hold your applause. We'll congratulate all 6 of them. Be a good photo op. They'll stand kind of where the mat ends and the floor begins, so that'll be a good photo op for you. This will be especially true at the end of the night when we read. There's 151 kids in the 8th grade group. There's probably closer to 140 here tonight. We'll read all their names at the end of the program. Definitely want everybody to hear their child's name. And so we'll give them a big round of applause at the end of that. I know these last 3 years, for me, they've gone by very quickly. I can guarantee you as a parent, they'll go by equally as fast when your kid goes to high school. You'll be on the high school floor in 4 years with them graduating with a diploma. As always, students, I encourage you to enjoy the experience, get involved, and I say it every day. They've probably heard it 180 times 3 years, whatever that is, 540, is that right? Is that quick? 540 days of make great choices. Once again, I'd like to welcome you. I know you're proud of your students. We are too. At this time, we're going to begin some of the awards with our very first awards of the night. Mrs. Puglisi, our guidance counselor, is up with our student awards, the Presidential Awards for Educational Excellence. I'm not sure where she went, but. I like it. I thought my voice was just raspy. I know it is tonight, but. We're ad-libbing. It sounds really bad. It is what it is. Yeah. It'll be fun.
Is it my turn now?
It is.
Okay. Sorry, I got it rudely.
I can turn that mic out of the speakers, but then if you can keep that one on and use both of them, then we can hear it on the stream.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna
it's
leave it
turned down
sitting
out of the speakers.
Test. Is that better? All right.
Good evening. I'm Ryan Nicolai, proud principal at Tri-West. I won't start over. Hey, you just got to roll with it. Our apologies. It is what it is. Hey, again, I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Puglisi. These are our first awards of the night, our Presidential Awards of Excellence. Ms. Puglisi.
I'm going to give tonight are the President's Awards for 2024. There are 3 different awards. We're going to start with the Silver Certificate. There is certain criteria to be able to receive this reward. I want to thank Stephanie Bernhardt for helping gather this data. So for the Silver Certificate, when you guys hear your name, please come up and receive your certificate from Mr. Nikolai, and please hold your applause until all students have been called. You had to have above proficiency in language or math on the 2023 iLearn, so that was for their 7th grade year. You had to be on all A or AB honor roll for grading periods 1, 2, and 3 for this current school year. Those students are Lexi Arthur, Kylie Basler, Ethan Bernhardt, Chloe Canada, Madison Christopher, Bentley Clay, Kaylin Crumpacker, Ella Gehring, Ava Gibbs, Sawyer Goen, Haley Hines, Ike Hobaugh, Witten Jakowski, Elena Joanno, Jenna Lambermont, Wyatt McMillan, Lily Patterson, Layla Rude, Caden Simmons, Nathaniel Sims, and Matthias Walden. If you guys will just stay, we're going to call a couple more kids. Oh, never mind. You're good to go. The next award is the President's Award. You will receive a gold certificate. In order to receive this award, you have to have above proficiency in language arts or math on 2023 iLearn, be on the all A honor roll for grading periods 1, 2, and 3 for this current school year. Those students are Kristen Arnott, Eric Dean, Brooke Oldham, and Kaylee Zunick. Thank you. The final President's Award is the Academic Excellence, and these students will receive a President's Pin. In order to receive this award, you have to get above proficiency in both language and math on 2023 iLearn. You have to be on the all A honor roll for grading periods 1, 2, and 3 for this current school year. And you have to have scored in the 90th percentile on both language arts and math for this year's iReady. Those students are Devin Fox, Michael Gibson, Colton Losh, Avery Plume, and Kara Swigel. Congratulations to our President Awards recipients. Now I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Danielle Traphagen to give out Super Bowl Speech and Debate and Student Council Awards.
Hi, good evening. I would like to recognize our academic Super Bowl members this year. Our English and interdisciplinary teams finished first in our class. Our math, science, and social studies placed second in our class. If you would please hold your applause till they are all up here. First we have Devin Fox, Molly Hanna, Avery Plume, Karis Weigel, Aries Richardson, and Nate Sims. Thank you, guys. On behalf of Ms. Starnes, I will introduce her speech and debate members as well as student council. For speech and debate, we would like to thank Devin Fox, Elena Joanno, Jenna Lambermont, and Shelby Latusic. Thank you, girls. Our student council members this year are Molly Hanna, Callie Malone, and Bailey Shores. Thank you, girls. Up next is Mr. Hartzog for band, color guard, and drumline.
Huh? What do you want, Kristen? Just tell me. Sorry, we have a live stream. We want to make sure it's right.
You have a mic stand so that you can do both.
Into this one? It's not confusing. Hello, everybody. So I will have a lot of band to get through, but before we do that, would all of the students who have participated in a fine arts activity this year please stand to be recognized for your efforts? Band, color guard, drumline, choir, art, the play, drama, or the fine arts night. So as I said, as the band director, there are quite a few factions of the band that I oversee or direct, so there are quite a few students who need to be recognized this evening. So to start, the Marching Blue Alliance is open to middle schoolers, and we had several middle schoolers join us this year. And of those students, there are 2 8th graders who were recognized for their exceptional participation. And they already know who they are as they were announced on Tuesday, but I will announce them here. The Rookie of the Year for the Marching Blue Alliance was Miss Molly Hanna. The most improved for the Marching Blue Alliance was Lily Patterson. I'm going to start looking that way first. Also, under my supervision is the Winter Guard. They also received their awards on Tuesday. However, the most improved for the Winter Guard was Kristen Arnott. And the Rookie of the Year was Eliana Leakin. And now I have the awards for the in-class band, the concert band. When it came to these, every single student involved has their own personality, their own musicality, their own shining moments. So sometimes it's difficult to narrow it down to just a few people. So first, just like the other two, we have the rookie, or not the Rookie of the Year, they're not rookies, the most outstanding and the most improved. The most improved in the 8th grade band was Kaylin Crumpacker. Oh, start a line, got it. The outstanding member for the 8th grade band was again Kristen Arnott. And this is an award that was started last year. Every ensemble has their own version of it, but this is the heart of the Tri-West Middle School Blue Alliance Band. They are the student that you recognize as soon as you mention the word band. They are the strongest individual, not only in their own band, but across the entire middle school. And they have put a lot of hard blood, sweat, and tears into the activity. But this year, the Tri-West Blue Alliance Middle School, I just butchered that, but yeah. It's Karis Weigel. Certificate as well. Yeah, those are theirs. So. I apologize for my public speaking. This is why, for my job, I face away from the audience. So, with that, I would like to invite up my colleague and the chair of the Fine Arts Department here at Tri-West, Mr. Drew Childs.
Good evening. I am pleased to award outstanding membership certificates to a group of students from the 8th grade choir who were selected by their peers as being the most outstanding members of the group. And there's no set number of individuals to receive this particular award. It's not the top 1 or the top 4 or whatever, because it changes from year to year. As we look at the various skills and gifts and graces of each member of the choir, and some years there are more, and some years there are fewer. And so we are freed up then to recognize those students who their classmates feel represent the best of that ensemble. And that's a challenging thing to do, and this 8th grade class is a particularly talented group of students. And as demonstration of that, I would just call your attention to the fact that this year's 8th grade choir received a gold rating in Group 1 at the Indiana State School Music Association competition, which is the highest level of achievement that is possible for a middle school choir in the state of Indiana. So let's congratulate our 8th grade singers. So when that group selects the people that they think are the most outstanding, you know they truly are. And so I would like to invite this group forward, and if you would hold your applause until I have finished. Outstanding members of the 8th grade choir for 2023-2024, Maya Bilby, Matthew Gibson, Avery Plume, Genevieve Tooley, and Sophia White. There we go. It's also my privilege to be able to represent Ms. Burns this evening and present the awards that represent her students in the art program. She would like to recognize the following students for outstanding work, hard work, creativity, and passion this year. Let me get my certificates ready. Outstanding art students are Olu Ayodele, Maya Bilby, and Macy Rohr. Smile for your parents. All right. And next on the program is Mr. Schwenk for current events.
Hi, good evening. So I gave out two types of awards, the participation award, top participation, and top academic. They had like 99% over the past 4 grading periods. I already gave the certificates to the students who had the most outstanding participation, so if they could stand, just stand. We have Rex Hockaday, Michael Gibson, Seth Hall, Brighton Collier, Caden Simmons, Colton Phillips, Wynn Jakowski, John Sandlin, Colton Losh, and Jenna Lambermont. Thank you so much for participating in my current events class. It's a one semester, is it this one? It's a one semester class, so I had like maybe 7 different current events classes. So I wanted to get the top students in both semesters from 2nd, 3rd, and 7th period. So if they could come up and receive their certificate, Michael Gibson, Wyatt McMillan, Olivia Owens, Wynn Jakowski, Jenna Lambermont, and Colton Lush. Thank you. And next up is Mr. Buchanan with technology.
Good evening, everyone. I'm here to present the awards to, I have first period, 2 periods of technology for the 8th grade. And I'm here to recognize my outstanding students from both classes combined. First, Seth Hall. Please come up and get your certificates. Seth Hall and Chevy Wardle. Round of applause, thank you. All right, next up is Mrs. Shay Young for language arts.
Hi. My expectations have always been to be respectful, responsible, and engaged because I think that those are important in the classroom, but also just in life. And so for my outstanding students, I didn't merely just choose the students that had the highest grade, but really looking at things like participation, looking at growth, looking at just being an active participant in the classroom, as well as those grades. And so just really looking at those that are consistently on task, giving their best effort, participating in lessons, asking questions, and then, like I said, just putting themselves to learn and grow. And so this year, the students that most exemplify excellence, effort, respect, and growth in 8th grade English Language Arts are Nathan Sims, Ava Gibbs, Avery Plume, and Eric Dean. And then also this year we started I'm a sponsor for FCA, and this year we started a leadership group, and there were quite a few awesome 8th graders that helped me with just planning and setup and all of that. But there were 4 boys in particular that I could always count on to plan, to throw thoughts out there, to kind of bring the energy, and they even woke up super early on a Wednesday to go help lead the FCA at Pittsburgh Elementary. And so those 4 boys are Clyde Heminger, Logan Spears, Tyler Wilhoit, and Andrew Wolf. And next we have our social studies teacher, Mrs. Straffhagen.
I have several students I want to recognize as an outstanding history scholar. This is someone who not only exhibits a passion for learning history, but is a leader in our classroom and in the school community. And I'll be honest, this was a really difficult decision for me to make. Everybody you see here is just absolutely amazing. It's been my pleasure getting to know all of them this year. But tonight, I would like to recognize for outstanding history scholar Kylie Basler, Chloe Canada, Devin Fox, Ike Hoball, Rex Hockaday, Elena Joanno, Tyler Jones, and Nate Sims. Well, they're not in any. Thank you so much.
Well, it's math. Sorry, wrong microphone. In math, it's about the numbers. But this year has been a challenge. The kids will tell you, new math books, new curriculum, new teaching methods. Don't tell them the answer, Mrs. Kuntz. Are they right? Oh, I don't know. What do you think? I know. I was frustrated sometimes too, but we managed it. We made it through. Mr. Nikolai even made it through one day when he came into our observation. And he kept asking me if he was right, and I was like, what do you think, Mr. Nikolai? So it's been a year for growth. Sometimes I think they knew more than me, and I admitted that and told them that. And I said, I got to learn a little more about this topic because I've never taught it before. But we made it, and here we are. with the numbers, and I did go numbers. So ladies that just did this outstanding job in regular math, sorry guys, you were close, but the ladies beat you out. My top 2 Math 8 awards are Kylie Basler and Kaylin Krimpacker. Thank you, ladies. In algebra, these students, this is where sometimes they definitely ask me questions and I was like, let me get back to you on that. Because there were some things that I was teaching this year that I hadn't taught before in algebra, in high school algebra. They earned their high school credit for this class. And these students had a 94% or higher all year, every quarter, and on their exam first semester. There's a couple of them where one quarter knocked them down or the final knocked them down. So a couple of them right now as of Monday. So if I have to change it, I'll get you a certificate if you bring it back up here at the last quarter. But Jenna Lambermont and Avery Bloom. And we'll move on to science with Miss Rachel Patton.
I have 3 distinct award categories that I would like to recognize this year. First, I would like to acknowledge the following students for being wonders all year long. Wonderfully, full of curiosity, and full of questions and insight that really took our biology and science class, respectively, to new levels. My science wonders for this year are Michael Gibson and Aries Richardson. Also in science and biology this year, we explored many aspects of scientific work, one of which was scientific illustrations. Science illustrations are imperative to know diagrams and models that help make connections and evaluate systems. I would like to recognize these students who took immense pride and extensive creativity in their sketch notebooks, which house countless models and illustrations. My science illustrators of this year are Avery Plume, Lily Atkinson, and Layla Rude. And finally, we take time tonight to honor the many fantastic accomplishments of this year, but I also want to tell the students around me that if this year wasn't your best, please remember it wasn't your best yet. There is a power in the word yet. It gives us hope, and it gives us the perseverance to keep trying. I don't get this yet. I'm not good at this yet. It doesn't make sense yet. Take the power of yet with you next year and throughout high school because the journey is not over yet. I would like to ask these 2 students to join me in embodying the power of yet this year. I watched these students grapple with ideas in a content area that does not come natural to everyone. It's a language and it's an experience, unlike a lot of other content areas. They grappled and they struggled, but the best part was that they never gave up. And yet they came back day after day and tried one more time. They fully embraced this power of the word yet. And my Yetis, who never gave up this year, are Reese Williams and Dami Adeni. And now Mr. Bassett.
Good evening. Tonight's Health and Wellness Awards go to two individuals who showcase not only very well in the classroom, but their attitude and their character, which is, I feel like, is the most important part of my class. And these two individuals for the awards this year is Lily Patterson and Michael Gibson. And next up is Senora Harris.
Bienvenidos, buenas noches. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. As some of you may or may not know, my name is Senora Harris, or Olympia Harris, and I teach both at the high school and at the middle school. And I just want to say, first and foremost, thank you to all of you, the community, who helped to support people who are willing to learn and grow through a cultural experience. As some of you may have noticed, you had a lot of students at home videotaping themselves, recording themselves, practicing their Spanish, both at home and maybe even in the community, because I saw some of those extra credit videos at restaurants. Thank you. So my point being that we cannot grow as a culture, as a community, into a bigger world without that kind of support. So thank you first and foremost to all the parents. Second of all, as some of you may know, because this is a language course that continues into the high school, your students are already going one step ahead and beyond the students who normally start at the high school. So that says a lot about the caliber of your students and how they think, how they grow, how they progress, and are willing to take something completely new and actually grow and move forward. So I commend all of my students who also made that progress so valuable this year. I only have the privilege to give out 2 certificates each year, and what they stand for is for ambassador. An ambassador to me is someone who embraces the language, who is actually willing to use the language to communicate to people, no matter if they can hear, if they can see, or they can speak. And that's probably what you saw when you saw them videotaping. They were always communicating using their bodies, not just their words. So again, I try to help my students to embrace language, to go beyond just words. And the people who embody that the most, I have one gentleman and one lady to honor this evening. I'd like to honor Caris Fuego and Nathaniel Sims. Thank you so much to all of you for your support.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Adam Bontrager. I'm the Assistant Principal and Athletic Director here at Tri-West Middle School. Before I get into recognitions tonight from an athletic standpoint, I'd like to take this opportunity to give some special thanks. First of all, to our 8th grade teachers. Our 8th grade teachers, all of the things that you see tonight are in a lot of ways done because of our 8th grade teachers. Please give our 8th grade teachers a round of applause. I'd also like to thank our students, parents, all of our teachers, our coaches, additional staff for making this a very successful school year. I'd also like to thank kind of my right-hand woman, Heather Schmidt, our front office and athletic secretary, for her support this year. She's gone way above and beyond the call of duty as an athletic secretary. I'd also like to thank Stephanie Bernhardt, our school treasurer. And finally, I'd like to recognize our building leader here, Ryan Nicolai. I've been in education for 19 years, and I've yet to find an administrator that cares as much about our students and staff like he does. We're also extremely thankful in athletics to have the support of many of our community businesses that have sponsored our athletic teams this year. This year we had 18 sponsors that can be viewed on our records board right outside the gymnasium, as well as on our school website and up above here in the rafters. Research shows that students who are engaged in school-based extracurricular activities such as athletics are more successful in the classroom. We as an athletic department are dedicated to providing our student athletes with the best possible athletic experience that we can. As an athletic department, it's our mission to use the values and life lessons that athletic teaches as a means to develop and mature our student athletes of the Northwest Hendricks school community. This past year alone, thanks to the efforts of our superintendent, Dr. Syverson, Assistant Superintendent Dave Hoball, along with our school board, we have added 4 new middle school sports to the athletic department: boys and girls golf, boys and girls tennis, baseball, and softball. This 8th grade class will always be remembered as the first class to start these programs here at Tri-West Middle School. Tonight, we'd like to take this opportunity to recognize a number of individuals for their outstanding contributions to Tri-West Middle School athletics. First, we would like to recognize those athletes who have been recognized as scholar athletes. In order to be identified as a scholar athlete, these student athletes were at least an AB honor roll student for all 3 quarters leading up to now. These student athletes are listed in your program. At this time, I ask that all of our scholar athletes please stand and be recognized. These students will receive certificates tomorrow at school. Next, I'd like to recognize our members of our Student Athlete Leadership Council. These members were identified by their coaches as exhibiting leadership characteristics for their teams in our school. This group met throughout the school year with me during Pride to discuss leadership within our athletic teams and here at our school. If you are a member of SELC, please stand and also be recognized. One of the topics we discussed in our SALC meetings were different types of leadership styles, in athletics, also in the workplace. Those types of leaders were performance leaders, vocal leaders, and servant leaders. To me, being a servant leader above all others is one of the most important qualities that any individual can exemplify. This year, we are proud to present the Tri-West Middle School Athletic Department Servant Leadership Award. This award is given to a person who demonstrates the qualities of servant leadership: willing to serve others, coachable, puts the team above oneself. This year's recipient was a part of 3 different sports teams: football, basketball, and baseball. He is someone who is constantly looking for ways to help his teammates and also anyone here at school. He's been cited picking up trash in the stands, setting up chairs before basketball games, keeping the book at basketball games, and even washing tables and stacking chairs after lunch. This year's recipient of the Servant Leadership Award is Matthew Gibson. For our final awards, we will be presenting the prestigious Student Athlete Bruin of the Year Award to 1 boy and 1 girl in the 8th grade. This award has traditionally been given to the top student athlete in the class. It is our goal that this award represents all the good that academic-based athletics can provide. The 2 candidates that receive this award not only represent a high level of athletic success in their respective sports, but they more importantly represent academic excellence and positive leadership and character to our school community. This year, we asked student athletes to submit a short application to be considered for this award. Athletes were graded using a rubric that gave them points for such items as middle school sports, individual team success in those sports, academic success, other extracurricular activities that they participate in, and finally, they had to write 2 short essay answers to questions that I asked. A committee of adults in the building then identified the top boy and top girl based on these results. Before we identify the winner of these two awards, I'd like to mention that there were a number of outstanding candidates for these awards. Not only are there many outstanding 1, 2, or 3 sport athletes in this class, but more importantly, there are many high-level students and people. The female Student Athlete Bruin of the Year Award winner is Chloe Canada. Now I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Chloe is an exceptional female athlete in volleyball, basketball, and track and field. She has consistently been named the Bruin of the Season for her teams over the past 2 years, specifically in volleyball and basketball. Even though she is a great athlete, she's an even better person. She has developed into a strong leader on and off the playing surfaces, and also a scholar athlete. Let's put our hands together for our female Student Athlete Bruin of the Year, Chloe Canada. Stay right there. Next, I would like to recognize our male Student Athlete Bruin of the Year Award winner, Eric Dean. All right, you can scoot over a little bit. Eric is an exceptional male athlete that plays basketball and baseball. Even though he excels in athletics, he may be an even stronger student. Every month, he is one of the top students in multiple 8th grade classes and has won probably more Student of the Month awards than he can count over his career at Tri-West Middle School. Eric is also an exceptional leader on and off the court. He consistently looks for ways to support his classmates and teammates and makes our school a better place. Let's put our hands together for our male Student Athlete Bruin of the Year, Eric Dean. Thank you, guys. Good job. Next up, with perfect attendance, is Mrs. Kuntz.
I haven't done perfect attendance for a few years since COVID, so we brought it back this year. And I'd like to recognize these students for having perfect attendance this year. If you come get your certificates, please. Madison Alberts, Colin Breeding, and Eric Dean. I also have the pleasure of giving out the Patty Jensen Award of Excellence. Some of you had Patty Jensen and know her as your English teacher. But before that, I forgot. I was supposed to ask all the students that have been Student of the Month to please stand. Their names have a little star in the program. So if you've been Student of the Month, please stand. Thank you. Excellence. Webster defines this as the quality of being outstanding or extremely good. Synonyms includes words like distinction, greatness, and first rate. These words describe this year's recipient of the Patty Jensen Award of Excellence, a fairly newly created award for our top 8th grade student. Mrs. Patty Jensen served Tri-West Middle School, educating her students for 41 years. She's beloved by her students and admired by her peers. She always went the extra mile with her students. She motivated them and was happy to help them maximize their potential. She retired in 2017 with the class of 2023. We thought it was fitting and proper to name this award after an educator that exhibited so many characteristics of excellence in the classroom and our community. We determined the recipient of this award must demonstrate the same qualities of excellence modeled by Mrs. Jensen. They'd be well-rounded, involved in several facets of life at Tri-West Middle School. The student that would be honored and remembered with their name proudly displayed on a plaque up front and near the office, as well as I have a certificate and a trophy for them tonight. Our award winner tonight for the Patty Jensen Award is Jenna Lambermont. Prepare for the presentation of certificates with Mr. Bontrager and Mr. Nicolai.
All right, parents, we ask that you hold your applause until all the students have been recognized. So please no catcalling if you know what that is. That would be appreciated. Row one, you can stand up. Ginny Adams. Tinuade Adebawale. Dami Adeni. Anita Aibe. Madison Alberts. Quentin Alexander. Kristen Arnott. Lexi Arthur. Lily Atkinson. Olu Waja Meloju Ayodele. Lane Bernard. Kylie Basler. Dawson Beck. Eli Bernhardt. Ethan Bernhardt. Maya Belby. Isaiah Blythe. Leighton Bradford. Colin Breeding. Dylan Buchanan. Gage Bundy. Chloe Canada. Aiden Carroll. Madison Christopher. Peyton Christopher. Bentley Clay. Carter Clevenger. Brighton Collier. Atea Cooper. Kaylin Crumpacker. James Daniel. Jace Daniels. Eric Dean. Trey Elam. Charles Elkins. Kylie Elkins. Olivia Fife. Jackson Fleece. Braden Flinders. Devin Fox. Colin Frears. Anila Frisbee. Ella Gehring. Ava Gibbs. Matthew Gibson. Michael Gibson. Allison Gerard. Sawyer Goen. Seth Hall. Molly Hanna. Clyde Heminger. Haley Hines. Ike Hobaugh. Rex Hockaday. Lexi Holloway. Izzy Hutton. Witten Jakowski. Elena Joanna. Tyler Jones. Evan Kaiser. Ryan Coble. Bryson Cobb. Ryan Lackman. Jenna Lambermont. Shelby Latusik. Lucian Livingston. Colton Losh. Archer Lowe. Callie Malone. Gavin Manning. Wyatt McMillan. Grayson Meyer. Allie Miller. Cody Morgan. Ty Morgan. Gabriel Moses. Eliana Murphy. Hayden Nicholson. Aiden Nowlin. Victoria Wicketti. Brooke Oldham. Adewanola Oyewale. Lily Patterson. Noah Patton. Colton Phillips. Avery Plume. Ava Purdy. Reagan Pyatt. Leighton Quinlan. Macy Rohr. Aries Richardson. Sky Rowe. Layla Rude. Jackson Russell. John Sandlin. Ashlyn Scales. Ethan Schilling. Nick Schaefer. Anaya Shane. Bailey Shores. Caden Simmons. Nathaniel Sims. Connor Smith. Landon Smith. Kayvon Sparenbleck. Logan Spears. Haley Spurlock. Ferda Tajuddin. Cade Thompson. Cheyenne Tom. Genevieve Tooley. Ryan Tuckett. Matthias Walden. Chevy Wardell. Madeline Wiesner. Karis Weigel. Ella Welsh. Sophie White. Tyler Wilhoit. Reese Williams. Cameron Wilson. Joseph Wilson. Andrew Wolf. Regan Wood. Ryan Woodrum. Braylon Wright Fuzesi. Kaylee Zunick. Pixie Ziegler.
Let's hear it one more time for what's kind of hard, kind of weird to say, class of 2028. Congratulations. Give it to them one more time. Once again, we appreciate you coming tonight. Sometimes you get thrown curveballs. We got a curveball early in the program. We appreciate your patience, your support. I do expect great things out of these guys. Both guys and gals, they'll do wonderful things, both at the high school and in the future. Be safe, enjoy the weather, and students, you have 5 more days left. 5 more days. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for coming.